Let's begin. Parry Reese map must be used at the start of the main phase. Let's speed this up as True One Duelist is playing, I believe, a Go Second deck. Now, what the heck is this situation? We have Nightmare Griffin. If this card is linked some, we don't care about that. Well, actually, you should care because it's going to target the in-grave anti-spell fragrance that you send from the deck to the grave through something like, let's say, a Beatrice, which is what we did here, right? Beatrice sent an anti-spell fragrance from the deck to the grave. This is why Beatrice is banned in the TCG, banned in the OCG for not only plays like this, but other ones that are also as bad. And then you have the Nightmare Griffin on summon, discarding a card to add that anti-spell fragrance to the hand. So what it's stating is both players must set their spell cards before activating them, thus a first turn kill against this deck. So you may be thinking, okay, set Cosmic Cyclone. A lot of these are quick play cards, just activate them on the opponent's turn. No, that does not work. You can't set Cosmic, then Cosmic on their turn because you have to wait. The turn it's set can't be activated, then on their turn it can't be activated, then once it's your turn again, only then can all your spells be activated. So no other effect even matters here because we got first turn killed. Wait, why? Oh, we're chaining to it. We're chaining to it? Correction. I was thinking that this was resolved as I was explaining it, so of course you could chain Cosmic Cyclone. This was not already face up, it's being activated right now. Did we top deck into this? No, we top decked into a Prohibition. So we are not getting first turn killed. This is the perfect card to deal with this. We're going to banish it off the field. Now, let's talk about the other disruptions we have here. We have Max C. We have Link off the Special Summon. Special Summon monsters cannot activate. And we have a Monster Negate. So we have about 4 disruptions. And we now turned off the Floodgate by negating the Griffin. So now a Special Summon monster will be able to activate. We're going to add a Ray from the deck. Ray, come to me. As we then get hit by Max freaking C. We're going to chain Ray to the Max C, which the Phantom of Yubel will be able to negate, unfortunately. We do have triple tactics thrust now, so that will be fine to use to search our deck for whatever spell we want as Yubel's being summoned. Let's get thrust in. Let's evenly match from our deck to our hand, just like that. Banishing everything but Yubel. 0 disruption left. We're now going to prohibit Spirit of Yubel. Wait, what? We got rid of it. Oh, sure. We're prohibiting Spirit of Yubel, and then we're sending it to the graveyard, so it's now fine. Kagari on someone's going to add back the Engage in Grave. Engage going to be searching our deck, plus drawing an additional card. We have our Widow Anchor, which could steal and negate. We're going to randomly draw into a Black Goat. Now, the Black Goat Laughs is going to be declaring a monster card name, which that monster then cannot be special summoned except from the graveyard that turn. So if you're activating a D-Lotus to summon a Spirit of Yubel from the deck, on the activation of D-Lotus summoning the Spirit of Yubel, you could then chain the Black Goat Laughs to stop the Spirit of Yubel from being summoned. We have Spirit Gates. We're now going to be activating the Black Goat Laughs, declaring Phantom of Yubel. You are illegal to summon for the rest of this turn. We're going to be Dark Beckoning Beasting into the Widow Anchor, negating and taking control. Now, the problem is, if there's a 0-attack monster in the graveyard with Spirit Gates face up, we could discard to reborn whatever we want. First, going to add back a continuous spell, the Wailing Unchained Souls. Interesting that we're playing that. Discard it, reborn, and now we can additional summon our D-Lotus. Skystriker has 0 disruptions left, even though we were able to play through the anti-spell fragrance, play through the full field of being able to evenly match it. It looks like we're still screwed. Let's speed this up. Shavara, pop, Yubel, summon Terror, Incarnate, further Shokan into the Soul of Anguish, link off with the Dark Beckoning Beast you stole from me, into an Access Code Talker, Bob boost up to 4,600 attack, pop a card from our hand, search our deck for the Squirmer, special Squirmer as we special summon Yubel, pop Squirmer, trigger the Yama, reborn from the graveyard, Soul of Anguish, and just like that, we have enough for lethal damage, do we? The Shizuku is not being destroyed by battle here, and we're going to be fingering the Ray from the grave because first we're just reflecting the battle damage, of course, and just like that, taking out Shizuku, you cannot activate the Call by the Grave in the damage step as the Ray would be able to, in the damage step, reborn from the graveyard after our monster gets destroyed. So finger Ray preemptively is the way. Lethal damage. We had 8,000 with just these two, as the Shizuku was reducing their attack. But instead of wiping out Shizuku, then fingering Rei, we could reflect the battle damage, then go for game afterward. Just like that, let's hop into game 2. Let's get to it. Spirit Gates. Mate, we're going to grab the Dark Beckoning Beast. We do have an evenly match, which against a regular Yubel deck is not so good. So here, we are screwed. We cannot activate any of our normal spells, but we have that evenly matched. Evenly matched is going to be evening up this duel. We're going to at least be able to add on top of this a Widow Anchor, negating that Phantom of Yubel. Sure. As we now battle phase it up, banish everything in the field except the other Phantom of Yubel that is not negated. We're going to change the heart of that Phantom of Yubel and chain linkage to send the Change of Heart to the graveyard to summon from the extra deck. Come forth and summon Kagari. Kagari will be able to add back from the graveyard any spell we want, and that's going to be our Widow Anchor. Let's speed this up. As we further link this up into a Camellia, Camellia is now going to be sending from the deck a Rei, as the Camellia now turns herself into a Shizuku. Set our Widow Anchor, end phase, add from the deck a card that we don't have in the grave, which is Engage. We have Druiswarm banishing the Rei from the graveyard before she wants to summon from the grave after we deal with the Shizuku. Now we're left with just a Widow Anchor, which could not take control. It can negate. We have negate, but not take control. Is that good enough? We're going to be Widow Anchoring, negating that Spirit of Yubel from setting up a Nightmare Pain, so you are not able to reflect battle damage onto us. Let's see what we can do from here. Shavara popping the Spirit of Yubel to reborn itself from the graveyard, triggering the Yama from the graveyard because the card we control is destroyed. Triggering Spirit of Yubel to summon a Yubel, as we also summon a Shavara from the graveyard. Normal summon D-Lotus into a Soul of Anguish. Soul of Anguish activate to link off with the Shizuku to go into an Access Code Talker. And just like that, the turn 2 deck has fallen to Yubel. Let's go. Oh boy. This is game 3. Let's see what happens here with Vaalmonica, Big Tiger Vice versus I Lag a Lot. Let's go. Punk Seaman into an Impermanence, negating the ability to search your deck. You will not be searching. We have Gold, Pride, and Punk. What the punk is going on here? As we're now going to be activating the Captain Carry. Captain Carry, special summon from the hand if our life points is lower than the opponent's. Chain that Max C. Can we play under Max C efficiently as we now search our deck for the Start Your Engines Gold Pride Trap? As we now make a Gossip Shadow, which essentially is a monster negate disruption. We're not done. We're still special summoning a Roller Baller. Now, what are our disruptions here? We have the trap in the back row. If your opponent summons, you could then target the monster to then destroy the targeted monster. So we could destroy a monster, negate a monster, and I think the Roller Baller also during the main phase could fusion summon into another form of disruption. So we have triple disruption plus an ogre, making that 4. What can we do as a Vaalmonica player? Pot of Prosperity, just banishing 3 to slightly look at the top 3 cards of our deck, adding our Angelo Vaalmonica from our deck to our hand. As we now set up that field spell, searching for a second copy of Celatrice. Celatrice on normal summon, triggering to search our deck, not eating up the disruption of the Gossip Shadow. Follow up Celta. Celta adding an Invitaire. Now we're going to be just activating from the hand. We're not using the effect to set up from the deck. Setting up both our Pendulum Scales, Invitairing a Domino, Vaalmonica, and Angelo into the extra deck. We're now going to Pendulum Shokan our entire hand and extra deck onto the field. We got 4 bodies here. Versaire is going to send from the deck the Vaalmonica followed Rhythm Trap that we're going to copy during the opponent's turn or add back to the hand this turn through the Disharmonia. And we got the followed Rhythm in our hand. Now, the field spell. Once you gain 3 counters, you are going to trigger the effect to take control of an opponent's monster. Let's take control it. I know that this is a different duelist. We're going to chain Ogre to attempt to destroy and negate the field spell from taking control of the Gossip Shadow. Finger the Ogre, negate. So your Gossip Shadow is mine. Think, and then he just surrenders. Okay, so this was game 3 of a different duel. I wanted to show Vaalmonica winning a quick duel real quick, and let's now hop into Vaalmonica in the other match. Begin. And Jello's going to be discarding a card to set up itself plus its sister into our back row as Pendulum Scales. We're going to be using the Celta to search our deck, adding, as we then chain Ash Blossom to negate the Celta, cross out Designate, negate, I don't think so, mate. So with the Celta, we are activating to add a Vaalmonica spell and trap from our deck to our hand. We're going to grab the field spell here, sure. And then with the field spell, we're going to be adding our Vaalmonica Celatrice. Celatrice is normal summoning here to trigger her effect to add from our deck a Vaalmonica trap. Set it up, pass. Now, what the heck did we accomplish here? Not much. We do have an Imperm, which is our negate, and then we also have Vaalmonica Followed Rhythm. If you control a Vaalmonica monster to activate, you have to control a Vaalmonica monster card to activate this. If you control a Vaalmonica link, you can apply both effects. Otherwise, we just have Destroy back row or return a monster back, not both. So double disruption. Can we play through this? Soul Exchange. We're going to be tributing off the opponent's monster to summon our Jiao Long just like that. Now, is the trap no longer activatable because it says you need to control a monster card? Notice how it does not say a Vaalmonica monster. You have to control a Vaalmonica monster card. The Pendulum Scales, while they are not currently monsters, they are a monster card. So we're going to spin back the Jiao Long back to the hand as we're able to do so without even having to use our impermanence. And there we go. Celatrice is back as we grab the Invitaire. Invitaire activating to grab from the deck our Dimino, Vaalmonica, and setting up its sister into the extra deck as we now Pendulum Shokan from our extra deck and hand, summoning all three into the Snow Devil, which will destroy the entire freaking field. What? Summon? Wipe it. The entire field of monsters has been wiped out by summoning a Heavy Borger through the effect of the Snow Devil. Now, we are triggering the effect of the Vaalmonica field spell, targeting the Heavy Borger to take control of it. So we're going to be chaining our Caesar Valius to return it back to our hand. You will not be taking control of our Borger today. And the Celatrice is also triggering and add itself from the graveyard back to the hand, but we already committed to our normal summon and our Pendulum summon. Thus, we're ending on just an impermanence. Now, the Caesar Valius ideally is revealing an Earth, Fire, and Dark to destroy a card in the field, but we do not have all three of those attributes. We're going to be revealing 2 with the Borger to attempt to inflict 1,500 damage. We're going to use the Caesar Valius to return back the Borger to dodge that impermanence activated to simply negate 1,500 damage. Burn for 15. We're going to be triggering the Jiao Long, come forth and summon 3,800 damage, and just like that, enough for game. Vaalmonica never got to link summon, nor did Vanquish Soul. Vanquish Soul didn't link. Neither player had an ideal hand. Bagooska is here. Everything in defense, even if it leaves the field after activating, it is negated by Bagooska. We do have the Vaalmonica Follow to spin a monster back to the hand, and we do have our Max C. Let's go. Begin. Durendal equipping onto the Bagooska. We're going to destroy the Durendal instead of spinning a monster back to the hand. Get poppin'. Wipe out that Durendal. We just have Bagooska Floodgates. Stake your soul, reveal a fire, summon a fire from the deck. We're going to chain Maxi to that, draw per special summon. Now, we're going to be dependent on our links to help break up this Bagooska. We're going to make a Rock of the Vanquisher, which of course will not go into defense, thus it's not negated, adding back the Raisin. Summon the Mad Love, end our turn. Just like that, we don't really have any plays. We're just going to have to wait out the Bagooska. Bagooska detaching a material every single turn, and with the Celatrice being sent to the graveyard, it adds back to the hand. Bagooska no longer floodgating the field as the Celatrice activates. We're going to be chaining the Mad Love to return the lowest defense on the field back to the hand. Thus, the Celatrice goes back. Add the Invitaire. We're going to Borger, return back the Mad Love. Borger could draw a card every single turn. And by drawing a card, we could trigger the Jiao Long to summon, but we are not. We're going to hold on to that Jiao Long. We're now Rock of the Vanquisher, going to special summon the Raisin in the same column as the Domino. Domino and a Rock of the Vanquisher will be destroyed as we destroy the entire column of monsters. As we now follow up Pendulum Summon from the hand and extra deck, return back with the Caesar Valius. Caesar Valius with the non-target destruction by revealing 3 different attributes. Non-target, wipe out from the extra monster zone, Domino, Vaalmonica, triggering Jiaolong to summon itself onto the field here. Now, the Jiaolong can reveal 2 fires to search our deck for any Vanquish Soul cards. Spell, trap, monster, whatever you want, you got it. We are now triggering the field spell after gaining 3 resonance counters onto one of our pendulum scales to take control of a monster until the end phase. We're going to be adding a Dust Devil from the deck to the hand through the effects of the Jiaolong before we lose it, as we now make the Duraloom. Duraloom is going to be wiping out both monsters on the field. Now, the Duraloom says that you could remove 3 resonance counters to make up to 3 attacks, not onto monsters. It can be direct attacks during each battle phase this turn. We have triple attack at 2,500. This should be game. But wait, a Vanquish Soul Pluton? Huh? No. 2,700 attack. Ain't no way. Reveal a monster in the damage step, get boosted to 27, wiping out the triple attacking 2,500. Zebufera is now here. Now, the Zebufera is going to be able to copy the trap to activate its effect again. So we're going to be able to spin a monster plus pop a back row, then spin a monster, pop a back row, and we have Veiler, so we have triple disruption. Let's go. Normal summon the Raisin. Veiler is going to attempt to negate the Raisin, but we could use the Caesar Valius to dodge the Raisin being negated by the Veiler. We're going to finger the Caesar Valius in graveyard, so you do not return back. The Raisin gets negated, and we do have the ability to return back a monster, pop a back row, plus do it again. We could return back twice. And anytime any of our cards on the field would be destroyed, we could remove a resonance counter instead. I think it's 2 counters. You remove 3, actually. You got to remove 3 to protect yourself from being destroyed. We're going to use the Zebufera to copy the effect of a monster negate. Negate the Rock of the Vanquisher, just like that. And what were both of the effects here? Both of the effects we're going to be able to... Your opponent cannot target Vaalmonica monster cards or card effects for the rest of this turn. Also, you choose an effect monster to negate. Stake your soul, reveal the Mad Love, summoning a Borger from the deck, which we can now either choose to burn or draw a card. We're going to draw a card, drawing into a Ghost Spell. As we're now going to use the Vaalmonica Followed Rhythm on the attack to spin the monster back, but then we disconnected? Oh, time limits? No! We had this duel. We had it. We had the main forms of disruption, the Followed Rhythm. Destroy a back row and or return a monster the opponent controls back to the hand, non-targeting. We were in a great spot. We had the Caesar Valius currently negated, not for our own turn, but even on the next turn. For 2 turns, the Caesar Valius would have been negated by the Call by the Grave. Damn, Pluton for the win.